I'm really excited that we had a tournament, but it just felt a little bit anticlimactic for me. I don't know, just, typically when you go and you see teams that made it, they're in a gym packed with all their fans and everybody's celebrating. You got the mascot, you got a lot of different things going on. And it felt a little stale. It felt a little bit anticlimactic. And even when the brackets came out, I was like, oh, the West, the East, the South. And it just kept saying Indianapolis. And I was like, March Madness, can we not get creative? Like, can we name the region something different? Maybe, for John Wooden, maybe for John Thompson, maybe for somebody, something different to kind of put a twist on it. And I know they have a lot on their plate other than just the marketing collateral around the tournament, but it still felt weird to me.
No, because I agree with you, and I feel like you're right. How much time did you have to prepare for this? We've known they were going in the bubble for months.
A while, yeah.
And you're going to tell me that now we're going to think, oh, why didn't we just get sponsors for each of these regionals? Why are we just calling them East, West, and Midwest and all that stuff?
Maybe they tried and the numbers just didn't work to the point where it made sense, and they just kept it.
Well, they want to offend anybody? Like if you're going to start naming them after coaches, now you're going to offend some players, like people?
No way. We didn't have March Madness last year.
Yes.
Do you know how much brands would love to be a part of this because of the amount of people that are going to be at home watching this?
But doesn't that open – wait. See, I get that, but doesn't that also open you up for a little more criticism? What do we always say about
It's already
NCAA?
happening, though, Alan.
Yeah,
we talked about this yesterday. Michigan State Spartans sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
Yeah,
it's already happening.
They're already getting that money, so why not get it? But I'm just saying, sometimes in these situations, as you know, Jay, the numbers, you know how it is in negotiations. It's like, okay, we're trying to get this number. This is what it's worth to us, and they can't get that number. So ultimately, in the end, they're like, well, it's better we don't give it up. We may do something else. And then, I don't know, maybe throughout the course of the tournament, they hit the switch and they do something different. I guess for me, it's just like it's in Indy. Maybe they're doing that to remind everyone it's in Indy. Or maybe there's a deal in place with the city of Indy to be able to say, you have to do it this way.
I love watching Patrick Ewing succeed. I didn't think he was actually going to be able to do this. When he first got the job 3 years ago, I was like, well, how's an NBA coach going to transition in lifestyle, get into the trenches, recruit? And look, winning the Big East tournament has extended the runway for him in a massive way, right? Because – his first year he was 5-13. Next year he bounced back. They were 19-14. But last year in conference they were 5-13, 15-17. Right, so they were under 500 this year.
You remember transfer out too. He lost a couple of guys.
Exactly. So this year the fact that they finished a little bit, not great in the conference, but they put together a magical run. And then they have a top recruiting class coming in next year.
Yeah, top 10.
Like, this just propels Patrick Ewing into a different state of mind.
These guys are, you say to yourself, like Jay just said, it didn't register that he would try to have some mild success in Georgetown. But when you think about not only him and Juwan Howard, these are two guys that are NBA lifers, whether it's playing or coaching. But they've been able to see young guys come from college and make the transformation to the NBA. So there's always a natural thought that goes through the minds of people. How can they make that jump because they've been in the NBA? But when you got young guys that you drafted, you're in training camp with, you see them and you get an understanding. Basketball is so much different than football when coaches go from one level to the next. He's got to also be around AAU circuits. He sees all of those sort of things, how people react and how to push the buttons of young individuals to succeed and how successful they want to be. They were successful in college. They had coaches that led them. John Thompson recruited him. He saw Mutombo. He saw Alonzo Mourning, Iverson. He saw all those things. So you could take a little bit from John Thompson and apply that in your brain to the next level. Now, all of a sudden, you are the guy who's coaching. You take those same principles and you bring them forward in the modern day. And these kids that are playing basketball right now, you can resonate with them. He's not even though he's a dinosaur to a degree, but he's not oblivious to what's going on in the world.
But you say that, right? And there's also a style of coaching, and I know, Jay, with your connection to college basketball, I'm curious what you think about this, because there's this sense now in all of sports where there's this generation now of athletes that don't want the John Thompson kind of coaching where he's tough on you, where he's going to be in your face, where he might remember there was a great a mic'd up moment in the huddle where one of Patrick's players early in his first couple of years coaching took like some kind of step back shot. It was a bad shot. And in the huddle, they have him mic'd up, and he's like, "Did you practice that shot? Did you ever take that shot?" Just completely embarrasses the kid in the huddle.
It was great, though. That's real.
Now,
I bet you in the end, he probably put his arms around him when they walked in the tunnel. We might not saw it.
Right. We didn't see that. Yeah. But that moment went viral, and everybody, of course, now looks at the kid he's yelling at. But Ian O'Connor had a great quote from Pat Riley, who coached Patrick Ewing with the Knicks, obviously. And he said, if I was a high school player and I was really good, I'd want to go with somebody who was not going to kiss my butt. He used another word. Who coached the hell out of me and made me better. I guarantee I'd want to play for Patrick Ewing. Is that style, is his style, can you still coach that way?
Yes.
I'll tell you this, as the father of a teenage athlete, I say it's parents more than it is the kids. I think kids would respond if they weren't always told it's the coach's fault. Do you think the way Patrick coaches young players, that his style, now that he's had some success, he's shown, I brought Georgetown back, that he will start attracting the top players because they're like, I want to play for a coach like that who will get in my face and get the best out of me?
Well, you not only coach the players, you have to coach the parents too now.
Oh, yeah.
You know this about being a college coach.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks, oh, it's only what you do on the floor and what kind of skills you put the kids through. No, you're coaching the parents on how to be supportive and how to allow you the leeway to actually coach your son and understand, or your daughter, that I have to push certain buttons to see how they respond, to constantly mold them like wet clay. I'll also say this. Key, you talked about this one time. You were giving an example of being on the field and you do the box around your face, joking around like, you know my face, right, to a degree.
Oh, well, it's pretty, but yes.
Think about this for guys like got Patrick Ewing or Juwan Howard. When they walk into a room,
it's different.
You know who they are.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.